welcome to a very special E3 Boxland broadcast. This is not going to be a typical one where we talk about entertainment in general. Today is just going to be all your E3 news.
What does the E and E3 stand for?
I believe it's
entertainment?
Yeah. I think it's like it's the Electronic Entertainment Expo. I think that's the, because it's like
3 E's.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So we're not going to really go into any deep dives on the game, just sort of, right? These are the bigger games that were announced. Obviously, we weren't invited because we're not big, but we watched the trailers and stuff, and this is just sort of and we watched a couple of the conferences, so this is just sort of what we've gotten from that. So to start off, EA, I believe they always start off E3. They did their usual sort of like song and dance of, hey, here's sports games, which, hey, if you're into sports games, cool, but you probably don't need to like necessarily be sold on any of the new ones.
It's barely even mentioned in any lists.
Yeah, they always come around like the same time. Like if you're going to buy Madden, chances are an E3, or FIFA or whatever, chances are an E3 demo is not gonna like sell you on it. But now the big game that they showed and discussed more of was Anthem. So
excited.
Like, yeah, they had a CG trailer as well as more gameplay, and it looks amazing. All the stuff that they are saying, like, was reading a few things where I guess they're essentially really going away from all the, like, they're learning their lesson from what happened with Battlefront 2, where there was this whole thing about, like, loot crates, all that kind of stuff. This is going to be very much like, hey, everything can be like earned in the game. It seems like they're trying to be very player friendly with it.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it even seems to be that way with. I didn't really watch anything for it, but I'm sure they showed off more stuff for Battlefield 5. That one seems to also be very player friendly, so it seems like they're really leaning towards that way. So that's good. And yeah, like the CG trailer for Anthem was amazing. The gameplay they showed off, it was like, looks very much in line with the first trailer they showed last year, and it's from the original like Mass Effect team. So I've got high hopes.
Is it really?
One. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
Do you mean like original who was in charge of 1, 2, and 3, or?
I think so. I think it was the same group that did the original trilogy, and then I think it was a different group that did Andromeda. And I still liked Andromeda, like, but so it's like this game has a lot of like high hopes for it. So I think it was February 20.
And high jumps. Am I right? Because you get to jump in your rocket boots. Way up high into the sky.
I just.
Do you like my contribution so far?
But so that game comes out February 21st or 22nd of 2019. So that, to be honest, that's one of like
February 22nd.
Yeah. Alright. So that's one of like, take your time. I don't think they announced, but like I hope there's gonna be sort of an open beta for it, just to like see how it feels. EA usually does like a server stress test, open beta type stuff for their games like that. Yeah, I'm, hopefully they do that. We'll be able to really see how to do that. But that's one of my games I'm looking forward to the most in 2019. So the next day, the first major conference was Xbox. So they started off revealing a new Halo called Halo Infinite. It was a short sort of like CG trailer that was very much like environments, and then at the end you just saw Master Chief's helmet. There wasn't anything really, like, it was just sort of like, hey, we're working on this. It's another Halo game, and they didn't say anything else about it. They just sort of continued on.
I gotta give it credit though, because like having really not played any of the Halo games aside from speed playing Halo 5.
It was 5.
6 is. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. It did make me want to like go back and play the others, because I played all the ones on the original Xbox and the 360, and then I didn't play Halo 4.
Mm.
I heard Halo 4 is okay. Like, it's... So... But it'd be interesting to see sort of what they do with this one, especially because it was like Halo 5... It seemed to be sort of mixed, right, with adding Spartan Lock and stuff. It was like... Some people enjoyed it, but... I think that they're going to go more... like, and just based on that trailer, it seems like it's going to be much more... Halo 1-esque of like, hey, here's like, we're really just going to focus on Master Chief. Here's this strange world. There's a Halo. They didn't really give too much information, but it looks interesting. And then they show off a bunch of stuff. This isn't exactly in order of the games that they showed off. It's just sort of like, you know, like I said, these are the games that we're just picking out to talk about. So the next on the list is they announced new Cuphead DLC with Miss Chalice.
I brought it up to Spirit Guide because mentioned if we do the DLC for that, we're gonna get a third player there, and I was like, and you get to be Miss Chalice, and she says, you guys are fucked, and I said, shut up, and then she said, no, I'm so bad at platforms. And I'm like, and that's why you'll be there.
See, it'll be interesting to see who's worse at platform, me or Spirit Guide.
Oh, she's so much worse at platformers.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, you single-handedly with also me there beat Cuphead expert mode, which hasn't been released yet.
No.
Spoilers alerts. Whoops.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. That game's already like a visual clusterfuck with two people.
Yeah.
Like, especially the bosses.
Yeah.
Adding a third is gonna just
do something.
Yeah, and yeah, it'll be interesting because it seems like all of the stuff is sort of like food based, and so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. Like I trust that it'll be good. But yeah, It'll be interesting. I don't think they gave a release date for it. I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Oh, that's might be included in that bottom there.
So be interesting. And yeah, they didn't. I don't think they really gave any details about it other than like here's a trailer. There's a new character and like
Mr. Salt.
Yeah, Mr. Saltbaker. So it seems like it's gonna be food based. I'm guessing. I don't know too much. The next one is Gears 5, which was the most like it was like here's the logo, everyone's going crazy for it, and then it's like Funko Pop figures, and then it was like dead silent. Everyone was like what? And then I forget the guy's name, but I think it's the head of the Coalition studio comes out and he's like, we're happy, and everyone's cheering. They're like he's gonna talk about Gears 5 and he comes out, he's like,
we're pairing with Funko Pop.
And it was just like, you could, like, some people were like, oh, good. Oh, my Funko Pops. Oh. And it's like, and we have another Gears game. It was like, oh my god, Gears 5. It's like, you like tactic games? We made a tactic game. Gears or I forget what it's called. It might be Gears Tactics. I can't remember. But it's like, it was like
that one guy in the back who's like,
yeah. Once again, it was like if Gears Funko Pops was like a 1, this was like a 3 out of like 10, right? It was like 2 or 3. Like people were like, this isn't over here, and then it's just like, also there's Gears 5, and then they showed a trailer and it looked amazing.
Nonchalantly too.
Yeah, it was just like, shucks,
I forgot about that.
Gears 5 trailer, and it was like, they lost their mind. The trailer looks amazing.
It does.
I didn't beat Gears of War 4. It is one that I want to do. I'll probably get Game Pass and play through that. The trailer looks amazing. That trailer sold me more on Gears 4 than Gears 4 sold me on Gears 4. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like people's reaction to it seems to be like, this looks really good as well. Once again, they didn't really give too much information aside from that trailer. And then Jump Force, which was not expecting at all.
When the trailer started,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like half paying attention because I was like, Naruto. I don't really know much about Naruto. I've never been a huge fan of Naruto. What's this game?
But then
gonna
One
be
Piece
about?
came out,
Naruto.
and then
I didn't
Luffy
even know
from
that.
One Piece.
When Luffy showed up, I was just like looked at him, and I was so still caught up in the fact that Naruto was on the screen that I was like, "Who's this guy from Naruto that I've never seen before?" And then put two and two together only after Frieza shows up. I was like, "Oh shit!"
See, the part that got me is they show like the statue heads or whatever, which having not watched the show, I didn't clue in. And then I forget, they showed something else, and then they showed a sane like ship that was crashed. I was like, oh, hot diggity damn, what do we have here?
Hot diggity damn.
And yeah, and so this seems to be. I watched a little bit of the gameplay and stuff. It seems to be a sort of a mix of Dragon Ball Fighters and
Budokai.
No, not Budokai. You keep saying Budokai, not Budokai.
Universe.
Yeah, Xenoverse seems to be sort of a mix of those. Of it's 3v3, but it's in an open world. Like up, you got the full
up, down, turn around.
That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped. But yeah, I was like, you can go. It's an open sort of arena you can find in. So it's one of those games where I feel like watching the gameplay won't actually do it justice, just because I was watching, like, I have no idea what's going on. There was also a lot of like weird sort of cuts. I feel like it's one where playing it will be much more enjoyable than watching stuff, but I'm interested in it, especially because at the end, like, they tease Death Note, and so I'm interested to see what other franchises and who from these franchises they add into it.
A quick side note here.
Yes.
Remember when we watched the spectacle that is the Death Note live action?
The Netflix one?
Yeah,
yes.
the Netflix one.
Also known as Willem Dafoe kills it, and that's yeah.
Remember when he's like, "My name's Ryuk, and you'll never be able to guess my name." It's like it's four letters. Mm-hmm. There's only 26 letters. There's not a lot. Also,
I don't think it was you'll never be able to guess it. It was that if you try to write in that I'll die, you'll never get to it. Or it was like someone got 3 letters in, and that was or 2 letters in before he killed them. I think that's what it was.
He killed them.
Yeah,
I see.
That's what it was.
I thought he was saying no one's ever figured out how to spell my name.
No, it was that
my name's Ryuk, spelled Ryuk.
Yeah, I think it was that every time someone's tried, he's killed them before they finish writing his name in. There's a decent chance I'll just do like a solo thing on both of these because I'm really excited. But the first one's going to be Devil May Cry 5. Not DMC 2, Devil May Cry 5.
What?
So,
what?
So, I forget when Devil May Cry 4 came out. And I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was great. I wasn't a huge fan of like Nero, I forget how to pronounce the name. I was just like the setting of it. I wasn't a huge fan of it. And then DMC came out. I was like, this game is amazing. This is what I want. People didn't like DMC because of whatever reasons.
Well, it's not the same guy. That's not the
like
style.
I said. I'm gonna go. There's a decent chance that this will be a much longer video because I can go on to an hour of just that.
His shirt wasn't right.
But so they showed like Devil May Cry 5, which kind of puts the final nail in the coffin of there being a DMC 2. And yeah, it's like they tease Dante at the end. It's narrow. And so it seems like it's like I forget the guy's name, but I believe it's the head of Capcom came out and was just like, we're super excited about this. I'm really excited for it. Despite being more of a fan of like DMC than Devil May Cry, I love the franchise, so I am excited for it. I had hoped there was gonna be a DMC 2, but hey, I'll take what they'll give me.
So DMC isn't Devil May Cry?
DMC is Devil May Cry, but it's the reboot of it, and then that didn't do well, so they just went back and continued off of Devil May Cry.
I see.
Yeah. So they, like I said, they announced that game, and people seem to, like, the reaction to it seems to be pretty good. I don't think they announced really much about it other than, like, hey, here's the trailer. We want this to be the best Devil May Cry game, right? It's coming together, and I can't remember. I don't think, or they showed off some gameplay in it.
Yeah. No.
I don't. Yeah, I think there was, where it's like sticking cars in his chest and shooting it out. I think that was gameplay.
Not in the conference.
I think that was during the trailer.
That I wasn't in there. Because I stopped, because as soon as the Devil May Cry, I was like, I know what this is.
I thought for sure that was in there, because I don't think they had gameplay. I don't know if Devil May Cry is playable.
Well, if it was, I was blind. If it wasn't, I'm right. So
pretty sure it's in there.
I guess we'll just have to put a poll up.
Anyhow, so the last big thing that we'll make note of from the Xbox conferences at the end, and this caught me by surprise, was the Cyberpunk 2077 like actual trailer. Because the one from 2012 was apparently they just hired like a studio to be like, hey, here's some assets, make like a 10-second trailer out of this. So it was actually not indicative of what they were making. This is the one where it's like, I believe this is actually from CDPR, and it's like, this is going to be indicative of what it is. There's apparently like at E3 behind closed doors, there's like 45 minutes of gameplay footage they're showing off, and everyone's like, this game is fucking amazing. Yeah, so it's a first-person RPG. It's made by the same people who did the Witcher series, and yeah, it's based off of the Cyberpunk like tabletop games, and yeah, like without obviously I've just sort of like read what people have, what is like, oh, I watched this what it is. It sounds amazing. The trailer was phenomenal, but it was all like they didn't show off gameplay. It was all just in-game engine graphics. But that'll probably be a game where I would predict like 2020, 2021 maybe. Right? They've always said like it's coming out when it's ready. So we'll see what happens with that. So the next conference that was after Xbox was Bethesda, which had a rough start in my opinion. They show up and they're like, here's PvP Hines introduce it, and then they're like, and we're gonna start with like Rage 2. He had his sweet Walmart Canada joke about their low prices and keeping secrets, because there was that huge leap where they announced like I think 6 or 7 games that were like, all these were like, yeah, E3 is going to be a surprise. Well, nope. But yeah, so they start off as like Andrew WK shows up. He's like, does a song. I don't listen to Andrew WK, so I don't know what the song was, but...
Hey guys, you wanted to see some gameplay from Rage 2? How about 4.5 minutes of a live...
Yeah, it was like a full song, and the sad part was like, it just kept going to like the theater, like the crowd, and people were like, is this happening? It was rough. And then, so they showed off Rage 2. It looks good. I feel like it's going to be a game that plays better than it presents. It was very hard to kind of keep up with what was going on when they were playing it. But I trust that it'll play well. Do you have anything to add for Rage 2?
Not really. I think it looks fun.
They talked about new Prey DLC. I don't know if it's going to get more. I'm going to assume not, since apparently the sales for it weren't great. But for it's like, but it's apparently like, I think it was called Moon Crash, and it seems to be sort of like an arcade type thing. I played a trial for Prey. I was like, this is really awesome. I just never got on to actually like getting it, because there's a million games to play. So it's hard to like. I'm gonna make time for this one, but and all things I've heard is that Prey's awesome. Do you have anything for Prey?
Not really. I didn't play it either.
Okay.
I didn't play it at all.
Yeah. And then Fallout 76, the big one that
Yep.
they had announced earlier. And at first, because I'm not super into online games, but this is one where I was like, you know what? I've got faith in Bethesda. They said all the right things about it. I trust that they're going to like nail this.
Well, and they've clearly proven that they're capable of doing online things well with Skyrim. Didn't they do Elder Scrolls Online?
I don't know if that's a side studio or if that is like the Bethesda team. I'm not sure who made Elder Scrolls Online. And to be honest, I haven't really played Elder Scrolls Online, so I can't say much about it. But yeah, so it's like, it seems like once again, it's one of those things of no one really knows aside from like internally what they're no one really knows what it's going to play like or do. Based on what they've said and what they've shown, I trust them, right? It's hey, they made Fallout, since 3 they've done Fallout, right? They have the Elder Scrolls. They seem to treat their IPs right. Mm-hmm. So I've got all the faith that they're going to do the same thing with Fallout 76. And then the last 2, they were like, hey, we're working on Elder Scrolls 6. Here's the title and like
I got
a glimpse of it.
About the title.
Yeah.
I was like, the E? Did you see the E? It's very fancy. Look at all that stuff over there. And
then the other one was that they're like, hey, we're working on a brand new IP. It was called Starfield. Once again, it was like very similar to Elder Scrolls where, hey, here's a super quick thing. There was like a space station that opened and closed, which as quick as it was like, man, this looks amazing. I'm super interested in this.
Also, the fucking logo.
Yeah.
That's a satisfying logo. Starfield. Don't remember the
I can't.
soundtrack. It was cool. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's... and they announced a free-to-play Blades game, which is interesting. Apparently, from what they were saying, it sounds like it's going to be on mobile first, but like Fallout Shelter, which is now, they announced it's on like Switch, PS4, all that kind of jazz. But it seems like they want to do the same thing with Blades. Just put it on everything, have people enjoy it. So I'm interested to see how that is. What I thought was interesting is they're like, pre-order this game. It's like, pre-order this free game. So I just thought that was an interesting thing to do. Of like, sign up to our website so you can also play this free game. And there was also a quick thing for Elder Scrolls Legend of like, it's coming to consoles, which I'm excited for because I enjoy card games, but my computer will explode if I try and play any sort of game on it that is not Minesweeper or Solitaire. And also apparently it's like, I might see if I can actually run it because apparently you can like attach your accounts and carry the progress over. So be nice to kind of get a small head start when it comes out on console, but we'll see what happens. And then the next one is Sony. I can't remember Sony or Ubisoft went first.
Ubisoft.
Well, apparently like that was things like, because it stands for ubiquitous software, so that would be where Ubisoft comes from. But apparently it's like depending on your dialect, like there's people who pronounce it as Ubisoft, just depending on your dialect. There was actually a thing 2 E3s ago where they had like all the different studios be like, how do you pronounce Ubisoft? And yeah, it was like some people were like Ubisoft, others were like Ubisoft. It like apparently it's really up to however you want to pronounce it.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, but so we'll start with Sony's. It's pretty quick. Like they really showed off 4 games. Ghost of Tsushima, which I'm probably butchering that last word. Sorry. It's interesting. Looks gorgeous. I don't like. It seems like it's going to be a really enjoyable game.
Yeah.
But that's all. It's one of those where, of all of these games, that and The Last of Us, I think have like the most like, yes, these actually look amazing. Like The Last of Us 2, they showed it's like, I didn't play the first Last of Us. I hear it's phenomenal. This other one looks phenomenal. It's one where they showed like there's some pre-rendered stuff, but it seems to be a lot of gameplay, which the systems they had, like it felt very fluid, or I didn't feel, but like it looked very fluid. Of, you know, it went from all these different systems very seamlessly and stuff that most would have been like, oh, this is a cutscene. It looked like it was live gameplay. Mm-hmm. So that one looks like I'm sure, like I said, that and Ghost is gonna be like, those games look amazing. And then Death Stranding, which they showed off some gameplay and like some story. No one knows what the game is about. To be honest, I have no interest in it because it seems like people are super interested because it's a Kojima game, and not that it is like, well, two things. This game is like, I think this game, it'll be interesting what happens, because I feel like this game is going to have sort of like All-Star Syndrome, where it's going to not live up to the sum of its parts. Like, this game just has so many names. Watching at the end, it's like, it's a Kojima game. And then there's Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen. There's like 2 other people at the end. I didn't recognize their names. I'm assuming they're fairly big, though. But it was just like, no one knows what this game is about. It looks very pretty, but like, we're at the point where that doesn't, like, it's not blowing anyone away with its graphics, especially compared to Ghost and Cyberpunk and Gears of War, like all these other games that, right, they look phenomenal. So it doesn't stand out, to me at least, visually. Mm-hmm. It's just like, people are like, here's this weird game made by all these people that no one knows about. It's gonna be amazing. And I don't know, I'm not on that train at all.
Yeah.
And then the last big one they showed was Spider-Man, which I have issues with. Spider-Man is just like a character and like a concept. Watching the trailer, it was like, oh, it was very much like, this is Batman, but Spider-Man. That's very much what it felt like. Like, the combat system is Batman. The dialogue was the typical, like, I'm Spider-Man and I'm saying kind of Spider-Man jokes, but like, they're not great.
I'm Spider-Man. Now you're in a web.
It was just a lot of stuff of like stop. I'll if you give yourself up, I'll go easy on you. And then they're like, no. It's like, they never take it. It's like, was this supposed to be a joke? Like, why? This is not good. This is Spider-Man dialogue, but it's not good. Which goes to back to my issues with Spider-Man. Is just a character and a concept. I don't think he's good in any sort of capacity. Even taking my feelings of Spider-Man aside, like,
yeah, I don't know.
It looks like
it looked fine.
Yeah, it's one of those games that, like I said, Batman, like, that series is amazing. This game seems to just be taking a lot of it. It's made by, is it Sucker Punch? I can't remember the studio behind it, but it'll be, like, I'm sure it'll play well. People who like Spider-Man will love it, but it's just not for us. So moving on to Ubisoft. So, once again, not in order, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Which you've been selling me on all week.
See, Assassin's Creed is not a series that I'm super into. Like, I played Brotherhood. I think I played Brotherhood. I'm sure I've played others. Actually, oh yeah, I played Black Flag, which I stopped playing because of the Assassin's Creed elements. Phenomenal pirate game. It's an amazing pirate game. And then they're like, what if you had a mission where you had to run on rooftops and listen to these 2 people talk? I'm like, or it could be driving my ship and listening to sea shanties and harpooning whales and fighting other ships and all this fun stuff. But no, it's cool. Like, I don't even assassinate people. I'll just roll up with swords and guns and murder. Like, I don't want to assassinate people in that game. It's not fun. But, yeah, so with Odyssey, it's actually like, you know what? this looks interesting. Like it's selling me more on it where with just like I didn't play Origins, but I hear it's amazing.
Yeah, for great things.
But it's like it seems like this one's going more along like the RPG route, which apparently Origins kind of started on. They're bringing back like ship combat. They have sort of a much more sort of like living world where it seems like it's sort of like, oh, there's two factions, and depending on what you do, you'll see how the world reacts to your choices. Whether it's, hey, you help these people, so they won this battle, all that kind of stuff. So, like, it has me interested into a franchise that I'm not super interested. I think that's the best thing I can say, right? Graphically, it looks really good. The systems, right? If you've played the more recent Assassin's Creed, it seems to be very much like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's cool that's in like Greece, and they're like the 300 seems to be a fair substantial sort of like role in it. And then the next one is Skull and Bones, which I was not interested when they first showed it. I was like, they were like, oh, you like the ship combat of Black Flag? Well, this game is just that. And then today I was like, or when they showed the trailer, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of sold on this.
Do you think it's going to be everything you wanted about Black Flag?
No, because Black Flag also had like cool, like you could board and then like fight all this kind of stuff. But it's like, I think it'll be probably the best pirate game we'll have for a while, which is a shame because it's like I don't know why like people don't make pirate games because they're amazing. But yeah, it's like there's ship customization, and in all fairness, they seem to take a lot of systems from Black Flag. Like, hey, there's different types of ships, and they got like different ships will have different benefits. But it's just like they take it one step further. Of these cannons are better close range than these cannons. Different ships have different abilities. Of like this one can fire like 8 shots in a row. This one has a ram that's super powerful. Like, so yeah, it feels like it's the ship combat of Black Flag, but just advanced.
Yeah. And
even like the CG trailer, I was like really interested. They teased, I think it was the Kraken at the end of, or they teased something at the end of the conference last year, and so it seems like it's got to this interesting like supernatural sort of vibe to it.
I'm pretty sure it was the Kraken.
Yeah. Okay. Like even at the end in the CG trailer at the end, it was like this ship comes out, like you don't see the crew or anything, and just like it's destroying everything. I was like, I wonder if that'll be like a Davy Jones type scenario. So yeah, like, is there anything you want to add for that?
I like pirates. I like ships. I hate the water. What a weird what a thing. But I want that game. I do think it looks good.
Yeah. And then Beyond Good and Evil 2. I played Beyond Good and Evil, actually didn't finish it. But I can understand why people are super into it. To be honest, even having not played it, it's like both the CG trailers they showed between this year and last year, super into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be gameplay, but I don't know from this year's E3.
I think there was a little bit.
Yeah. But it's like everything they've showed so far looks fantastic. Apparently there's been, or at least from last year, there was a little bit of behind closed door stuff, and it was like, it's super ambitious. If they can nail it, this is going to be amazing. And it does seem to be very much like a labor of love. Like last year, the dude was like, I can't, like I don't remember if he actually cried, if he was just close to it, but where he's just like talking about how much like, Ubisoft's great because they allow him to like make this sort of game. And then apparently this year's, when they went off, they didn't turn their mics off. They're like, we nailed it. These developers were super excited I'm really happy for the people who made this game and the people who are going to enjoy it. And I hope it does well. And everything I've seen so far looks really interesting. So I'm waiting to see a little bit more. And once again, that's another game that who knows when that's coming out, 2020 or whenever. Like, there's still no release date. I'm assuming all the games they didn't give release dates are at least 2020. Because if it's 2019, you may as well say it. Yeah. And then the last one, I don't think it's in order. I don't think this is the last one they showed, but The Division 2. They showed it a little bit at Xbox. It looks really good. I played The Division 1. Didn't beat it. It was just a free weekend type deal. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. Like all loot-based games, it just fucked me over. By being like, oh man, you played a lot.
So you're saying this is a game for me?
Yeah. It's like, oh, you played so much. Do you want a green pistol, champ? Yeah.
Oh, no. You turned on the game. Do you want a legendary assault rifle?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, champ.
Yeah.
Here's the second one, just in case.
Yeah. So.
You know what? Third one, just for you.
Yeah. So it's one of those where, the trailers for it looks good. The gameplay for it looks good. Was there a release date for that one?
I think so.
Because I'm sure. I really want to say it was like a 2019.
It was March 15th.
March 15th? Awesome. Yeah, so I think that'll be a good game. I think The Division, it was one where it's I believe it sold pretty well, and the release for it was there's a good base here, but it felt like there need to be a little bit more, so I trust that this one's going to be good. So I think that pretty much covers it for Ubisoft. Is there anything you want to add in?
Ubisoft. That's it.
Alright. And then this is more for you. This is more yours. Nintendo. So they showed off 2. They showed off Mario Party Super. Or is it? It's
Mario Party.
It's Super Mario Party?
I think so.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
No, I hope so.
And then Smash Bros. Ultimate, which are both coming out this year. Smash Bros. Is early December. Super Mario Party or Mario Party Super, I think it was October.
Oh God.
So
Super Mario Party October 5th, and then Smash December 7th.
Yeah, so that's one where Smash Bros. I'm interested in. It's one of the few Nintendo games I'm pretty into. Mario Party, Noah's more of the
all time.
So this will be one where I've done most of it, but now it's Noah's turn, because that's pretty much all I have to say about Nintendo.
Here's the thing, everybody. Here's the thing. What did I think about Mario Party 9 and 10? I thought they were fine. I thought they were both fine. Mario Party 9, I don't know. See, because now you've played Mario Party with moi before.
Years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you did it.
Yeah.
And we played the single where you were alone. Now, in 9, they included the group formula, where it's everybody moves at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Oh, is that the one where you're being chased by Bowser?
No, that's 10.
Oh.
Number 9 is just you're all in one car. I mean, they took the same principle and applied it to 10. I don't like it. I prefer the solo move. Because putting you all together makes the game go way too fast. Or too boring. There's not enough room to fuck over your friends. It's a Mario Party. I want to fuck over my friends. If I want to be the best goddamn player at Mario Party, I want them to know it. I want them to be sitting there, and I want them to reach into the dirt, because that's the closest thing they have to a friend at this point. That's what I want. But Mario Party 9 and 10 took that away from me. Now, I don't know if they're going to do it with this new Super Mario Party. But it would be really nice if they would include a stand-alone on your own fucking square kind of mechanic. Because I really don't care for the group effort. Now, that's a personal thing. I'm not saying there may be many other people out there who enjoy the group effort. And to those people I say, hey, good on ya. You have a group. And that's important. But to anyone else, I'm like, listen, you know what I'm talking about. You know Mario Party has changed in a way that's just why it used to be simple but complicated. Now it's just simple. It's simplistic. I feel like I'm being treated like a child, even though it seems like a lot of Nintendo fans are not children at this point. because it seems like most Nintendo's fan base operates on a nostalgia based factor. And so with Super Mario Party, I'm intrigued by the aspect of Switch platforms being like combined together to change the game, but what if you don't have... I don't have any friends with Switches. It's myself and myself. So are these games good, or are they going to be just like boring as all hell? These are the questions I need to ask. I don't know. So being let down on the last three Mario Parties, I don't know how I feel about Super Mario Party, but I do know how I feel about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Fuck yes. I'm all about that. You want to give me some Ridley? Please do. You want to give me some Ridley who kills Mario? Fuck yes.
That was a hard trailer.
You want to give me some Ridley who's killing Mega Man 2, shooting him straight through the chest with his tail?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm all in. Give me that Ridley.
Like this is like, it was just like, it was a dark it's just it's very explicit. Like he just straight up murdered those two.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, hey, you love these two icons? Dead.
Yeah.
Ridley murdered them.
This is the future. The future is here.
Yeah, like and that's the thing, like Smash Bros is one of the few, like, Nintendo. I don't really want to call it franchise because I feel like franchise like Mario's, like, but it's one of the few like game series they have that I'm like, I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Right. I don't care too much for the Mario Karts, the Mario Parties.
Disagree. You love them. They're your favorite.
No.
You said you lay awake at night dreaming of Mario Kart.
No.
Gonna get that world record one day. See, now when they did the teaser trailer for this for Smash, I think it was the last Nintendo Direct, and it was like you had the Squidling kids, and they turn around, there's the fiery logo, and it's like, oh. And then you start reading about it, and it's like it's gonna have 64 characters. And they're all going to get equal screen time. It's going to be fucking amazing. I was really surprised that they didn't just go, you know what, fuck, we're calling ourselves Super Smash Bros. Infinity War.
I don't know where, like, I zoned out to read an NFL article and I zoned back in to be like, you're talking about Infinity War somehow.
I'm not talking about the movie Infinity. You know what? Fuck it. You weren't paying attention. I'm not re-explaining myself.
It was something about screen time. Yeah.
It looks good. Not the movie Infinity War. That was fine. It was a fine...
We're not talking about Infinity War. This is E3.
Super Smash Bros. Looks good. Looks real good. Also, it might be... I forget the creator's name, but it might be his
last game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much they carry from the previous games. Like, they're having every character, even all like the DLC and bonus characters from previous ones. So I'm interested in that. Yeah.
I hope they have a story mode.
I hope so too.
I did miss that from the Wii U version.
Well, and it's one where I feel like it won't, simply because they've got, like, if they do, and it's been forever since I played the was it Melee? Was this the one on Wii?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, after like.
Brawl.
Oh, it was Brawl. Okay.
Yeah, Melee's GameCube.
Okay. Yeah. So on Brawl, playing that single player one, it was like if I remember correctly, it was pretty much every character got some screen time.
Yeah.
I would imagine if they do it again, they'll probably try and do a similar thing of like.
It wasn't every character, because the Wii Fit people weren't in it. Oh wait, no, that's the new one.
That was Switch. Yeah, they weren't in. So, yeah, it'll be.
Oh, it's your hand. Okay.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. We have the cat with us. And he just.
No.
Just so you know, that's what Noah's talking about.
Come on, buddy.
And so, you know, we'll see what happens with that.
It's gonna be amazing. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and like, apparently they've reworked some of the characters, but for the most part, it's like it doesn't seem like anyone is like vastly different than how they used to be.
It's gonna be a bad game, no Waluigi.
And so that cover. I mean, there's a few like PC has a
update
thing. Devolver Digital has one which I didn't watch. They did, however, announce Metal Wolf Chaos XD. I think it looks awesome. Which I'm gonna go up say that just based off of like, I think I did see the trailer for it of like, it's the original game, just they've updated it essentially. So now the age old question for E3, who won? Noah, who do you think won E3?
We did. Because we get to play all these sweet games.
It is one where it is cliche, but yeah, it's like, as just fans of like the industry, it did seem like it was a top to back or front to back like really enjoyable E3. There didn't seem to be any letdowns. Like all the conferences seemed to be pretty good, right? Like there was no like this conference was terrible. There's a few that had issues, but for the most part, it seemed to be enjoyable.
I love banjos.
Of the competitors though, I do, and I'm biased because I have an Xbox. It's been sort of the company I've been leaning towards, but I think I have to give this one to Microsoft. Just their execution was great. They showed off a bunch of like both games that were surprising and that looked good. They had, their typical like indie showcase where they quickly went through a bunch of games, but I think it was like they showed off 50 games. I think like 15. 13. It was like 13 world premieres and like 15 exclusives or something like that.
Oh, it might be 15 world premieres, 13 exclusive.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. So, yeah, there's like, I think that from pretty much any aspect you can look at it, like I think they won. Right? I mean, yeah, there's going to be games they show off that people aren't interested in, especially if someone...
We're talking about the conference here. Yeah. We're not talking about the games released.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I feel like the games that like they announced in the conference are part of it. Like, it's the thing with like EA where, for the most people, stuff like where they talk about mobile and sports games, I don't think a lot of people are like interested in that for EA. Like I said, if you're a Madden person, you're going to get Madden.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if you're, you got like a PlayStation, you're not going to be as interested. But I just think that they showed off about like both the amount of games they showed off and the quality of games they showed off. I think that it was better than the others, right?
And Howard.
Well, I mean, he was there with his magic sex jacket.
Yes,
his magic leather sex jacket, which, like, also, so, real quick, Bethesda, like I said, the beginning was a little rough, right? They had some jokes that it kind of, like, fell flat. It was like, oh, we're gonna not...
There's that weird dynamic between that really tall dude and that really short dude that seemed to just be like, what if we just put them next to each other? How long do we hold that for?
They announced a new Wolfenstein game. I hear it's amazing. I haven't played the other ones, but hey, awesome. But then, so it's like, for the most part, it was great. And then I watched the live stream on YouTube, so you could see like the chat, and it was just like, we just want Todd, please just. And then Todd Howard shows up with his like leather jacket, and he's just making jokes. Like he's talking about E3's past, and it's like if it was anyone else, would be like, shut up, get to the games. But it's like, Todd Howard, keep talking. You're the best, Todd Howard. He's like, here's this map. You know what's amazing? This map glows in the fucking dark. And I was like, yeah, Todd Howard, high five, sell me on this map for this online game that my internet's probably too bad to play. But yes, Todd, you're selling me on this Ultimate Edition. So, but yeah, like, I think it would be between Bethesda and Xbox. I would give it to Xbox. What about you?
I think I'm in the same camp.
So yeah, like, hey, who do you think won? What were the games that that were announced or what weren't announced and you were hoping was going to be, like a new Fable. That would have been nice. But yeah, feel free to leave comments below on that. And thank you for listening to this very special E3 special Boxland broadcast. And may the Grand Tsar bless all of your days.
It glows in the fucking dark.